So welcome back everyone, Mike here. This is the last remaining snow we have around here. We got a lot of snow in December, but January is shaping up to be pretty nice. It was about 20 degrees this morning. You know, it warms up to about 35, 38 degrees in the afternoon. Nice and clear though, really nice day. And it looks like the rest of this week is supposed to be pretty similar. Anyway, I just loaded up a nice load of Pennsylvania's finest here. I need to make a delivery here in just a bit. This is a mix of cherry, red oak, and maybe a little bit of maple in there. Not very much. Oh, and by the way, a lot of people were asking if the excavator will fit in the new building. Yes, it will. No problem at all. It is a pretty tall machine. It's only about 6 feet, 5 inches wide, I believe. It's pretty tall. And then you've got the boom and the stick and all that. But yeah, no problems at all getting it in and out of the building. So when I went down to the firewood pile there with the excavator, I was carrying that one big red oak log down there. And it wasn't my intention to use that machine to load up the dump trailer. I was going to come up and get the MX 5400, put the firewood bucket on, and load up for this delivery. And I thought, you know what, I just want to kind of pull that firewood away from the bank a little bit, because when you go in there with the tractor, you kind of keep pushing it further away. So I was just going to straighten up the pile, and I thought, what the heck, I'll just try to load it with this, and it worked fantastic. And matter of fact, towards the end of it, when I was getting close to being finished, I realized instead of like digging it like you're loading stone or something like that, I can just kind of come right down on the pile and use the thumb. But it didn't take long at all. It worked really well. That's the 30-inch bucket on that machine, and I mentioned the other day I have two other buckets. One of them's here, an 18-inch, you know, for trenching, and then I have a 4-foot bucket coming next week. No teeth on it. That might work pretty well too for firewood. We'll have to try it out for that. But yeah, really handy. That machine will be great down around the sawmill and even loading firewood, moving logs, plus clearing trees, all kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm going to hop in the truck now, and we're going to go make this firewood delivery. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why I bought that machine. A lot of people are asking questions, kind of don't know what the plan is here. I always have a plan. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I always have a plan. All right, we're pulling out on the road here. And by the way, while I'm thinking of it, a lot of people are asking if I could pull that mini excavator with this truck. There's no way. This is a half-ton. I don't have the right truck or trailer to move it. The KX57 is about 13,000 pounds, so I definitely won't be pulling it with this. And I doubt that I'll be buying a different truck and trailer anytime soon. Maybe someday I will. I probably will at some point. But for now, I don't really see me needing to move the excavator off the property. And if I do, I have plenty of friends that I could pay with big trucks and trailers to move it for me. At some point down the road, I probably will be doing work for other people with that machine, but for now, it'll stay on the property. One thing I am going to work on this week, though, I want to get a fuel tank. I have that little 50-gallon transfer tank. You guys probably seen that before, but I want to get a bigger fuel tank. And I did check with our local supplier. A lot of people mention that sometimes they'll lend you a tank if you buy so much fuel from them, and they will do that, but I don't use anywhere near the amount of fuel required for them to do that. I talked to them the other day. You know, they do that for big construction projects around here where there's several pieces of equipment and they're really going through the fuel. But I'm going to get set up with something. I'd like to get at least a 250-gallon tank, a nice pump on it with a filter and all that, have them deliver the off-road fuel, and I'll be good to go. Then I'll still keep that little 50-gallon transfer tank. That way I could put it in the back of the side-by-side, say I'm way out in the woods with the excavator. I could shuttle fuel from the big fuel tank out to it with the side-by-side. So I will keep that tank. I'm definitely going to find something bigger, though. I'm looking for used right now. I may end up getting a new one. We'll just see how it goes. But I'd like to be up and running with that by later this week. So before I left, I mentioned that I have a plan. And like I said, I have had plans that kind of fell flat on their face. Some that have worked out really well. But that excavator was all part of the plan on something that I wanted to get. A lot of people think of it as a toy, you know, I'm just out here having fun, and that's true. I love running equipment. I'm not going to deny that, but I can definitely put it to good use. I can make money with that machine. It'll just make things a lot easier, and they hold their value. They do. I'm actually kind of looking at it as an investment, really. I think, you know, I'm not going to get political or anything like that, but the amount of money that the government's spending, I think we're going to get into a inflationary period. And what I'm saying is, you know, whatever that machine costs new today, in 3 or 4 years, I'm guessing it's going to be 20% more. I have no idea. And so interest rates are so low on anything safe, I thought it was a pretty good place to put my money right now in buying an excavator. And also, another deciding factor was IRS number 179. It's a deduction that you can do. I bought that machine in 2020, and they didn't deliver it till 2021, but you can do like 100% write-off the first year, and it doesn't bite you unless you sell it, but I'm not planning on selling it for quite some time, if ever. So that was another reason that I bought it. I got a good tax break by buying that machine, which I think is fantastic. I'd like to see more of that. I just think, you know, we can spend our money better than the government. You know, this is probably the most political that I ever got, but I think we can all agree on that. You know, you buy a machine or supplies or whatever, somebody else down the road, you know, the guys in the plant that make it, everybody's making money, and it helps everybody out when you spend money. So I like to see tax incentives to buy equipment and different things. I think it's a good thing for everybody. Another benefit to buying that excavator is I think it's going to be good for our channel. And what I mean is it should help attract new viewers to the channel. Right now we have a fantastic bunch of people here, and I'm not just blowing smoke either. I talked about it in a video last week. All you have to do is read down through the comments, and especially when I ask everybody what they do for a living or if they're retired, what they used to do. And it's amazing to me, all different walks of life, all over the world, different professions, yet we all enjoy being outdoors, doing things. We're kind of do-it-yourselfers, and it's just a great group of people. But with this machine, there will be more people coming in, you know, that are searching for an excavator, small contractors or big contractors, landscapers, things like that, so we can kind of add to our little community. So that should be good as well. Plus, it's more content. Very seldom do I make videos just to make a video. Occasionally I do. Normally we just make videos on what we're doing. However, if I kept doing the same thing with the same equipment, you know, day in and day out, month after month, people would get bored, and I wouldn't want to keep making the same kind of video. So I like to try to keep doing new things and keep moving forward, and this excavator is just part of it. And lastly, you know, I've mentioned before my master plan that sometimes they fall on their face, but you don't know. Eventually, in some point, I don't know when, exactly when, I'll be leaving my real job, retiring from it. Maybe sooner than later, actually. I work in oil and gas. We could be hurting here very soon, but whatever. If that happens, that happens. What I think is going to happen with fuel prices, though, I think it's going to be harder for us to do what we do, harder for companies to operate, but we're all going to pay the price because fuel prices are going to go through the roof. So I don't know. It's just a really weird time right now, but we'll see. But anyway, back to what I was saying. When I leave my real job, I will probably, that's when I'll get a bigger truck and a trailer, start doing some work for other people. I've got a ton of equipment, and by that point, I'm hoping to have, our property. I'll always be doing new things, but kind of have it more in a maintenance mode. We have a lot of plans for 2021, but by the time I get out of the real job and all that, I think I'll start doing work for other people on the side. You can sell lumber. Now I can do excavating, firewood. I mean, there's just tons of stuff you could do. Tree clearing, all sorts of things. So that's another reason that I bought that excavator. And by the way, I used to have an old dump truck. I kind of wish I'd kept it. It was pretty rough shape. It was like a 5-ton dump. It was a Ford, had a Cat diesel in it, and heck, it was probably 25 years old when I had it. And it was a nice truck. I mean, it worked out just fine, but I didn't use it that much at all. And the plates are so darn expensive, the license and all that, and insurance. And, I got to where I'd look back over the year and I was like, I used it like 8 times. And what it cost to keep it really didn't justify it. And then if you don't run it, that's when things start going bad on it. So I ended up selling it. When I do get a truck and trailer, it'll probably be something, like 5 or 8 years old, something like that, decent truck, and probably get a new trailer to haul that machine. And at some point, I may even get a skid loader. I probably will do that as well. Won't be this year. We have some other plans for 2021, but maybe the following year. And I'll tell you what, at work, my real job, I'm just rambling, I know, but, I hire contractors to build roads and well pads and do tons of maintenance work. We've got like 300 locations. You see all the maintenance that I do just on our driveway. Picture 300 locations with roads going into them that are stone, but you're running really heavy stuff on them. You know what I mean? So there's a ton of maintenance to do. But I tell you what, all of them have at least a couple mini excavators and a couple skid loaders. They got a bunch of big iron as well, but one of my contractors, for example, they stay busier with their little stuff than they do their big stuff. So there's a lot of work out there for that type of thing. And yeah, that's pretty neat though. They all really like the mini stuff. But anyway, I hope that answers some of your questions. Yes, the mini excavator will fit in the building. You can load firewood with it, which I never thought of doing that until today. And I hope I answered some of your questions on why I bought that machine. But anyway, it looks like it should be a pretty nice week coming up. I hope everybody has a great week. And like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.